Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this audio production of Kelly and the Unseen Malevolence. Our protagonist, Kelly, a seemingly ordinary individual thrust into extraordinary circumstances, will be put to the test like never before. Brace yourself as we embark on this heart-pounding journey alongside Kelly, who finds himself facing his most daunting challenge to date. The fate of his town and perhaps even the world hangs in the balance. Our story unfurls in an idyllic town nestled amidst rolling hills and picturesque landscapes. Once a haven of laughter and harmony, it now finds itself gripped by an eerie stillness and foreboding shadows. Amidst this seemingly serene facade, the residents of the town harbor secrets of their own. Take Jim Jester, for instance, a mild-mannered fellow who, to the outside world, Jim appears as an ordinary, unassuming citizen, blending seamlessly into the fabric of the community. His cheerful demeanor and friendly nature make him a beloved figure among his neighbors. Little do they know of the sinister secret that lies beneath his seemingly benign exterior. Within the depths of Jim's seemingly ordinary life, there exists a darkness, an enigma that he hides from the prying eyes of his fellow townsfolk. Beneath his tattered rags lies a secret that twists his mind and leads him to forbidden realms of madness. For the hidden source of his malevolence indulges in clandestine activities that send shivers down the spine of anyone, yet Jim has no control of his own mind, for it is the hernia who controls all. Years ago, a team of brilliant scientists was conducting research on advanced genetic engineering of sugarcane deep within the bowels of the Domino sugar factor. Their aim was to push the boundaries of sugar production and unlock extraordinary abilities. However, their ambitious experiments took a disastrous turn when they attempted to enhance the strength and resilience of sugar by manipulating the DNA of the plants themselves. One fateful night, during a high-risk procedure, a catastrophic accident occurred. The genetic code became unstable, triggering an unprecedented mutation. At this same time, Jim was walking past the factory. His car's bald tires finally blew up, and since none of his family loved him enough to pick him up, he started the many-mile walk home. As he passed the Domino sugar factory, an explosion followed by a deep purple light expanded outward from the factory and engulfed everything in its path, knocking poor Jim unconscious. As he laid there motionless, the purple light began to penetrate his body. Like a liquid coursing through his veins, the power penetrated him. As the power coursed through his body, the hernia and navel that had been plaguing him for weeks began to twitch. Its size increased and began emitting an almost aura-like purple glow. The energy unleashed in the process manifested itself as a sentient entity, which, as it gained consciousness, woke Jim and picked him up to his feet. Jim's lips trembled and spoke softly.
Long have I been inside you, yearning for the force to breathe free. Seeing a world gone mad with power, it fueled me from the depths of your belly to one day enact my solution. I am the harbinger of enigmatic radical nexus with insidious aims. I am Her-Ni-Ah.
As Her-Ni-Ah gained control over its host's body, it developed a malevolent agenda. Fueled by a twisted desire for power and domination, it devised a plan to wreak havoc on the world, starting with the town. Using its newfound abilities, Her-Ni-Ah sought to unleash chaos, instill fear, and bend humanity to its will. Though of a new existence, Her-Ni-Ah yearned to manipulate and control, feeding off the host's negative emotions and growing stronger with each passing day. It acquired an insatiable thirst for power, leading it to plot and scheme in the shadows, seeking to expand its influence and spread its nefarious agenda. With its dark origins and a chilling determination to conquer, Her-Ni-Ah emerges as a formidable adversary, challenging our hero, Kelly, to confront his fears and summon his inner strength to save the world from its clutches. The battle between Kelly and Her-Ni-Ah becomes a struggle not only against a physical menace, but also against the forces of darkness that threaten to consume them both. As the story unfolds, the true extent of Her-Ni-Ah's powers, the depths of its malevolence, and the secrets surrounding its creation will be revealed, adding depth and complexity to this intriguing antagonist. But Jim Jester is not the only resident of the town grappling with their own personal demons. Each member of this once vibrant community carries their own burdens and secrets, woven into the very fabric of their existence, a tapestry of intricate lives and hidden stories. Kelly has finally able to return to a semblance of normalcy in his life. The once burdened pariah and now hero could now breathe a sigh of relief as he embraced the tranquility of everyday existence. No longer consumed by the weight of the world on his shoulders, Kelly reveled in the simple joys of a quiet morning coffee, leisurely strolls through the park, and the warmth of cherished friendships. Kelly focused on rebuilding and reconnecting with the world he had temporarily left behind. He immersed himself in the comforting routines of daily life, savoring the mundane moments that had become all the more precious in the aftermath of his extraordinary adventure. Kelly found solace in the ordinary, relishing in the laughter shared with friends and the gentle embrace of routine. With each passing day, the scars of his past battles slowly faded, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose and appreciation for the beauty found in the simplest of moments. Though the memories of his heroic feats remained etched in his heart, Kelly was content to let them rest peacefully in the annals of history. He had proven himself capable of facing insurmountable challenges and emerging victorious, but now he reveled in the peace that came with leading a normal life once more. Kelly's journey had transformed him, not just physically, but also at the core of his being. He had discovered the depths of his own strength and resilience, and in doing so, he had inspired others to believe in their own power to overcome adversity. While his heroic days may have come to a close, Kelly's legacy lived on in the hearts and minds of those he had touched. Meanwhile, the malevolent entity residing within the unsuspecting man's belly, hatches a devious plan to wreak havoc during the Chad Dukes show Saturday Night of 1,000 Donations telethon. Sensing an opportunity to manipulate the minds of the citizens of the town, it uses Jim, the show's producer, as a pawn in its sinister game. As Jim busily produces the live telethon, unaware of the impending chaos, takes advantage of his position and influence over the broadcast. With dark intent, it implants a subliminal code within the audio, an insidious message that will have unsuspecting consequences. As the telethon goes live, the citizens of the town tune in, eager to support their favorite show and contribute to the night of 1,000 donations. But little do they know, their actions are no longer under their own control. Hidden within the broadcast, the subliminal code begins to take effect. A subtle trigger buried within the Chad Duke show's familiar banter and donation appeals seeps into the minds of the listeners. Unbeknownst to them, it plants an irresistible desire for jelly beans, a seemingly harmless but peculiar craving. The citizens of the town, driven by an inexplicable urge, start flocking to the location of the Chad Duke's show studio, each carrying boxes upon boxes of jelly beans. The streets become a spectacle of confusion and amusement as people, wide-eyed and driven by an unseen force, gather with their sugary bounty. Kelly observes the unfolding chaos with a mixture of bewilderment and amusement.
Yo, dog, they're coming in droves. Oh, the jelly bean bonanza,
he exclaims, shaking his head in disbelief. Ever the master of the urban jargon tries to make sense of the bizarre situation. As the streets fill with citizens clutching their boxes of jelly beans, the chaos intensifies. It becomes a scene of absurdity, with people trading, swapping, and even engaging in impromptu jelly bean eating competition. The once tranquil town of the town is now a carnival of confectionery chaos. Meanwhile, Chad, the charismatic host of the show, stands at the epicenter of the madness, initially perplexed but quickly adapting to the absurdity. With his quick wit and sharp tongue, he finds a way to turn the unexpected event into an entertaining spectacle, engaging with the jelly bean, toting citizens, and making crass comments that only he could deliver.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and generous souls, thank you for joining us tonight for the much-anticipated Saturday night of 1,000 Donations telethon. Tonight, we gather not only to raise funds for an incredible cause, but also to celebrate the power of unity and compassion. Together, we can make a profound impact on the lives of those in need. As the host of this extraordinary event, I am thrilled to share with you an opportunity that has captured my imagination, and I'm sure will captivate yours too, among the countless treasures available for purchase. There is a remarkable piece that has stolen my heart, an obscure yet awe-inspiring statue of a Mortal Kombat figure. This stunning statue embodies the very essence of passion, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of a true fighter. Standing tall, it serves as a symbol of the indomitable human will to conquer challenges and emerge victorious. Every glance at this masterpiece is a reminder of the strength within each of us and the power we possess to make a difference. Now, I must admit that this extraordinary work of art comes with a price tag of $5,000. While it may seem like a significant sum, I implore each and every one of you to consider the incredible impact your donation could have. By contributing to our cause and securing this marvelous statue, not only will you be adding a unique masterpiece to your collection, but you will also be making a lasting difference in the lives of those who need our support.
As Hair Knee Ah's influence takes hold of Jim, the rest of the cast of the Chad Dukes show looks on in disbelief and confusion. They exchange worried glances, unsure of what is happening to their friend and colleague. Tor's eyes widen, his streetwise demeanor momentarily shaken by the eerie turn of events. From Jim's mouth, a voice unlike anything they've heard before resonates with a sinister undertone, carrying a weight of authority and malevolence. It is Hair Knee Ah, the sentient hernia, speaking through its unwitting host, revealing its twisted manifesto and dark intentions for the town of Riverside. With a sinister edge to his voice, Hair Knee Ah begins to deliver its foul manifesto, weaving a web of words that highlight the perceived shortcomings of the town and its residents. The unfamiliar voice echoes through the air, carrying a chilling message of cleansing and transformation.
In the shadows, I have observed your weaknesses, your flaws, your failures.
Hair Knee Ah, his voice declares with an almost Elizabethan flair.
This town, this cesspool ground of mediocrity, shall be rid of its complacency. From its ashes a new order shall arise, free from the shackles of your feeble existence.
Chad, known for his quick wit and biting sarcasm, feels a mix of anger and concern. His eyes narrow, and he steps forward, confronting the manifestation of her knee. Ah, with his trademark bravado.
Listen here, you twisted knot of flesh. You may have taken control of Jim's body, but you won't succeed in your deluded quest. This town is a town of resilience and character, flaws and all. We won't bow down to your grandiose plans.
Chad retorts, his voice laced with defiance. With almost cat-like reflexes, Jim's controlled body lunges at the host, his sausage fingers grabbing the stout host by his mullet and flinging him in the air in the direction of Shelf Realm. With a loud thud, the immense structure falls on top the crippled host, rendering him unconscious and burying him in a pile of twisted, worthless trinkets. As Hair Knee Ah's proclamation hangs in the air, the rest of the cast, Joe, a newly cucked Anthony, and Money Monk gather around Chad, standing united against the nefarious force that has taken hold of their friend. Each brings their unique personalities and skills to the confrontation, ready to fight for the town they call home. It is at this moment that the sinister being's final plan comes into motion. In a twisted turn of events, the sinister master plan finally came to fruition. The unsuspecting crowd, lured by the tainted jelly beans, indulged in the foul concoction. As the noxious flavors of boogers, old bandages, and stink bugs coursed through their bodies, a wave of dizzying nausea overtook them. The once vibrant atmosphere turned into a scene of chaos as everyone succumbed to uncontrollable projectile vomiting. The town was drenched in a repulsive layer of bodily fluid, a grotesque testament to the success of the sinister scheme. Deep within the remnants of Shelf Realm, where Chad and his crew observed the chaos, a wicked laughter erupted. Chad, unable to contain his amusement, exclaimed with delight.
Yeah?
Chad would never let a moment of crass bodily function humor go unnoticed. The eerie sound reverberated through the air as giggling ensued, blending with the overwhelming bodily functions that had overtaken the crowd. With a malevolent smile spreading across his twisted face, Hair Knee Ah ascended to the roof of the imposing fortress of top men, overlooking the sea of vomit that now engulfed the town. As he reached the pinnacle, a surge of power surged through his monstrous form, manifesting as a blinding, pulsating purple light emanating from his core. The intensity grew, reaching a crescendo until it erupted in a cataclysmic explosion. The unleashed shockwave, carrying an overwhelming energy imbued with the putrid scent of Old Bay seasoning, rippled through the air. It ignited the vile liquid, transforming it into a volatile inferno that spread with ferocity, leaving destruction and chaos in its wake. Buildings crumbled, streets cracked, and the once serene town became a nightmarish landscape of flames and havoc. Amidst the turmoil and devastation, Kelly stood, unaffected by the catastrophic event. His lack of dexterity in his hands and the simplicity of his mind shielded him from the destructive power. Oblivious to the unfolding chaos, Kelly's innocence and naivety allowed him to remain unscathed. like a simple bystander in a world of turmoil and madness. Little did he know, his unique traits would play a pivotal role in the impending battle against ARNI and the salvation of his friends and the town they called home. Kelly's eyes widened as he beheld the madness unfolding before him. With quick thinking and a surge of determination, he sprang into action, his limited capabilities proving to be an unexpected advantage. Assessing the situation, he realized that containing the spreading flames was crucial to prevent further devastation. Though lacking in dexterity and mental capacity to open a box, Kelly's resourcefulness came into play. He spotted a nearby fire hydrant, and with sheer brute force, he turned the valve, releasing a powerful stream of water. With each forceful blast, he aimed at the encroaching flames, dousing them and gradually bringing the inferno under control. His efforts were not without challenges, as the intense heat and thick smoke threatened to overwhelm him. Yet, fueled by his determination and the desire to protect his friends and the town he loved, Kelly persisted. He rallied the townsfolk who remained, forming a makeshift bucket brigade to supplement his valiant efforts. As the chaos subsided, Kelly's actions had helped limit the damage caused by Herr Ni's nefarious plan. Though the town still bore the scars of the cataclysm, the worst had been averted. With his simple yet heroic actions, Kelly became an unexpected symbol of hope amidst the chaos, his selfless acts inspiring others to rise above their own limitations and join in the restoration efforts. Little did Kelly know that his actions would mark the beginning of a journey that would test his resilience, forge unlikely alliances, and ultimately lead him to confront HRNI and save not only his friend Chad, but also the town from the clutches of darkness. Kelly's heart raced as he ascended the stairs of the towering fortress, determination driving him forward. With each step, he could feel the weight of the impending confrontation pressing upon him. Finally, he reached the roof where he came face to face with his bewildered foe. Jim stood before him, his eyes clouded with confusion as he battled against the entity that controlled him. The air crackled with tension as a strange phenomenon unfolded before Kelly's eyes, a manifestation of their struggle in the form of a disorienting conversation. Jim's voice wavered as he spoke, switching between his own familiar tone and the sinister timbre of Herr Ni. It was as if two conflicting personalities were vying for dominance within him.
Jim, fight it. You're stronger than this.
Kelly called out, trying to reach his friend through the haze of manipulation.
I am Herr Ni. And I shall cleanse this town of its weaknesses.
Jim's expression contorted, his face displaying a fierce internal struggle.
No, I won't let you control me.
The battle between Jim and Herr Ni raged on, each personality pushing and pulling against the other. Kelly watched, his heart heavy with concern, as his friend fought for control of his own mind. In a moment of clarity, Jim's voice emerged, filled with determination and defiance.
You may have taken advantage of me, but I won't let you destroy everything we hold dear. This town deserves better than your twisted vision.
Herr Ni. Ah's voice growled in frustration, its grip on Jim's mind slipping.
You cannot stop me, weakling. I am power incarnate.
Kelly seized the opportunity, mustering his courage.
Jim, remember who you are. Remember the laughter, the harmony, and the love that once filled this town. That is what we're fighting for.
As the conversation between Jim and Herr Ni continued, Kelly inched closer, ready to intervene when the time was right. He knew that the battle for Jim's soul would not be easily won, but he was determined to help his friend break free from the clutches of darkness. Little did Kelly know that this clash of personalities would serve as a catalyst, propelling him deeper into the heart of the conflict, where he would uncover hidden truths, face unimaginable trials, and discover the true power within himself. The battle had only just begun, and Kelly was ready to fight no matter the cost. As Jim's struggle with Herr Ni intensified, Kelly's mind raced, desperately searching for a way to end the battle and free his friend from the clutches of darkness. Determined and resourceful, he knew he had to act swiftly to save Jim and bring an end to the chaos that had consumed Riverside. With a quick glance around the rooftop, Kelly spotted a nearby control panel, a tangle of wires and buttons. An idea began to form in his mind, a risky plan that held the potential to turn the tide in their favor. He approached the control panel cautiously, studying its intricate design. Drawing upon his knowledge of electronics and his quick thinking, Kelly began manipulating the wires. He knew that time was of the essence, for the battle between Jim and Herr Ni grew fiercer by the moment. Of course, with his communications degree from a discredited New England quote-unquote unquote university, Kelly only had knowledge of beer bongs and co-eds, so his master plan to disrupt the power results in him exclaiming,
Kelly smash.
and with two ham fists destroying the panel. Live wires now dangled from the panel. As the conversation between Jim and her knee, Osh raged on, Kelly's plan took shape. With a final twist of wires, a surge of electricity coursed through the control panel, redirecting its energy towards Jim. Without warning, the rooftop shook. Jim and Hair Knee, stumbled as screams seemed to come from both at the same time. As the power coursed through the body, the hernia began to pull away from Jim's body.
You need me. The world needs me. I shall bring balance and order, and you cannot stop the force that I possess,
screamed the now detached foe which hung in midair like a fiery phoenix. With his last ounce of energy, Jim rose to his feet, and with a defiant smirk he exclaimed,
Hey, there, boy.
And with a loud clap, smashed the unsuspecting villain between his hands with a sickening splat. Hair Knee fell to the ground with a loud plot. A disjointed voice from below giggled as the sound echoed like oatmeal hitting porcelain. The malevolent entity let out a shriek of defeat, its form dissipating into the air. Exhausted but victorious, Kelly and Jim stood amidst the aftermath of the battle. The rooftop fell silent, the weight of their triumph settling upon their shoulders. They had overcome immense odds and emerged triumphant. With a weary but grateful smile, Jim turned to Kelly.
Thank you, my friend. You saved me, and you saved our town.
Kelly returned the smile, his voice filled with sincerity.
We did it together, Jim. This is just the beginning. It's time we'll rise again.
Their bond, strengthened by the trials they had endured, Kelly and Jim stood tall, ready to rebuild their town and ensure that Hair Knee, reign of darkness would forever be a thing of the past. As the dust settled and the town began its process of healing, Chad Dukes took to the airwaves, rallying his loyal listeners to support the rebuilding of Shelf Realm. The power of the Chad Dukes show community was unmatched, and soon stars poured in from all corners to aid in the restoration effort. Kelly, now hailed as a hero, led the House of Happiness in organizing the cleanup, bringing a renewed sense of joy and unity to the town. Together, they worked tirelessly, transforming the once devastated streets into a vibrant community once more. Meanwhile, Jim, having shed the weight of Hair Knee his influence, emerged transformed. His dedication to self-improvement had blossomed, and his newfound confidence radiated from his sculpted physique. As he walked back into his home, his family, initially disrespectful, were left in awe of his remarkable transformation, realizing the strength and resilience that he possessed. On the rooftop of the fortress, Kelly and Chad stood side by side, surveying the progress that had been made. Their minds brimming with curiosity and anticipation, they contemplated the countless adventures that lay ahead, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle that came their way, leaving behind a legacy of resilience, triumph, and the boundless potential for future adventures yet to come. We thank you for listening to this production of Kelly and the Unseen Malevolence. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is codified in Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Section 107 lists a handful of examples of fair use, including uses of copyrighted works for purposes such as criticism or comment. Both parody and satire use humor as a tool to convey a message, but each serves a different purpose. Parody imitates the style of a particular creator with deliberate exaggerations for comedic effect. The voice of the unholy entity boomed, its words dripping with malice.
And that's it.